whoever.
So I will talk for our group.
Okay.
So our conclusion was, even if a jnani has a brain damage or amnesia, the knowledge is not lost. Because amnesia and brain damage is a statement of the brain, which means body, which means mind, which means intellect. And a jnana is bigger than the So it's not either gained or lost, it's just there.
Because jnani's knowledge is beyond that.
Yeah.
What was your answer?
Yeah,
Say
that's
it.
what we
Yeah.
are discussing.
That's how I was
Yeah.
there, though that was my
She just,
idea.
you were there.
I verbalized
She
it.
told us. Venkat was
Yeah, we are also pretty much close to it. Basically what we talked about was BMI, beyond Jnani, because a Jnani is there. He's looking when you are dreaming, when you are sleeping, when you are awake, all the states. And whatever is recorded is in the brain or mind, whether it gets erased or it's there. Even this entire body collapses or burned, the Jnani is still beyond this, and Gurudev probably is still around as a material. He is not lost because just he got out of his body. So these memories, these amnesias, these are all related to the physical world where Jnani goes beyond that. So that's why it doesn't matter amnesia or memory loss or body loss. That's what we talked about.
Yeah, good. So amnesia and Alzheimer's, all these diseases are based on the brain, and the brain isn't a gross body. The brain is different from mind, huh? Mind isn't subtle body. So this is what you should keep in mind. Brain is different from mind. Mind expresses through the brain, and they're different from each other. And jnani's knowledge is deeper than thought, so that knowledge is there. So that's why wherever jnani ends up, they're already, the minute that they have that knowledge and they have that sakshatkara, that's it. They're free. They're ever free. And they never lose that knowledge. So whether...
So it's not a work in progress for them. Once you attain it, you're there.
Once you attain it, that's it. So that's why it says they have no vidhi or nishedha. They have no compulsion to live any which way. Nobody can tell them anything.
But then you said something about absolute moksha and relative. I thought there's different. You said relative. Different levels of moksha.
So in terms of when we look at our Puranas, that moksha is not ultimate moksha. That moksha is going to one kind of loka and then going to another loka and coming back, etc. So it's not to be seen as absolute moksha. Absolute moksha.
So you have many levels to go.
I'm just differentiating because the term moksha in the Puranas sometimes can be misunderstood. But there's only one moksha. But this gati going to different lokas sometimes is called moksha, but is not exactly the moksha that we speak of.
Are we talking about Indraloka versus
Like that.
Like people
Yeah,
often
because
quote, my classmates have seen, they quote from Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Apparently Krishna says something like, you can even drink this, something.
Yeah,
and you will still go to the...
You still go, like Ravana also gained moksha, so you can be like Ravana.
Yeah.
All these things will
Where
happen.
did Ravana go then? If
Indra
Ravana got
Loka.
moksha and all the
Indra Loka.
Rakshasas got moksha,
But again, they have to,
Come back.
all
All these lokas you have to come back.
these lokas have to
Temporary,
come
you
back.
stay there for certain period of time, enjoy, and then come back.
Yeah, Indras themselves, the temporary rules. I didn't know that. There is no one Indra.
Yeah,
You know that?
Indra
It's
is
a
a
title.
position.
It's like Prime Minister, right?
Ah.
I just got that.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes.
It
Oh really? I
changes.
thought
They
it was
fall.
one Indra.
No.
It's a position.
It's a position. Indra is a position, Vayu is a position. As long as you're in a
But
loka,
Surya is always the same?
Surya is a position also.
Only as a human, Swami Shriparanji said, only as a human form you can get the ultimate moksha.
Ultimate motion.
From no loka you can get the ultimate moksha.
You have to come
It's
back.
very difficult. Very
That's what
difficult.
Vishwamitra tried, right, for
Yeah.
900 years. Brahma Rishi wanted to be. Yeah.
So those loka, as long as you're in a loka, you'll come back.
You'll come.
So we are in the best position.
There is
You are in the race.
Yeah,
You are
in
in the
chapter
race.
8, there is a chance that if you're in Brahma Loka, there is a slight chance that you can gain moksha, if you gain knowledge in Brahma Loka. So there is a mention of that in chapter 8. Huh? But other lokas, no room. Yeah.
Durlava Manushya Janma.
So we have a somewhat related question. If a gnani gets amnesia, it doesn't matter. But people who are doing sadhana or practicing or took sannyasa and doing a lot of tapas, all this, they still did not attain. But if they lose brain or mind or body, do they have any credits?
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Of
can
course.
go vasanas are
Yeah, in the Bhagavad Gita, wherever you left off,
Yeah.
then you will come
Yeah.
back with that. In fact, in chapter 6, they're called as yoga bhrashta, right? Means they've done so much tapasya, but they haven't attained moksha. So when they come back in this birth, very quick, they'll pick up quickly.
There is hope.
There definitely.
That is how Adi Shankara said.
Ah.
That's Vivekanand.
Ah.
Why did they pick up so?
So quickly they picked up. Huh? So there is definitely hope. So that's what, there is hope. So I always tell everybody, what is long-term investment? When you think about long-term investment, it's not investing in retirement, it's investing in your next life. That's long-term investment, right? Best is no, don't come back. But then at least if I'm not even thinking about, just invest in next life, you know? That's a good investment. All this retirement, nothing compared to next life investment.
What about this life?
This life also, yeah, this life, correct.
If we have 1 million in retirement account and die, don't we come back as a millionaire?
You will be passed to a millionaire.
We hope so.
Yeah, Guruji says,
After you're dead, your children will throw it away, so they will.
what did Guruji, he says, crorepati becomes roadpati.
No, but this might sound very selfish, but I'm 100% sure Gurudev is around us.
Yeah, he is for sure, he is.
It would be very selfish of me to think that way because he might have got but I'm pretty convinced that he's around.
He's there. He's there. Okay, question number 2. How is this world formed? Okay, so this group.
The world is false because it keeps changing.
Okay.
Nothing is permanent. It's like the example is when you see a coin in the seashore, it might glittering and you might mistaken it as a truth. But once you reveal the reality, when the knowledge comes and then you get the real information. So same way everything is keep changing, but the ultimate truth is Brahman, which you feel like this. I don't know. I'm explaining the language, but whatever I'm thinking in those lines, like you realize the world is full of emotions and bubbles and all the problems and all which come and go and all, but ultimate truth with Brahman will never change. It will be stable.
Yeah.
Very good. Good job, because I can't do all feel that.
This team.
So I raised the question that how can I look at my son and think he's unreal? He's not real. And they answered it very well. Usha, I think, answered it. They say it, I forgot. Yeah, it's pretty much what Deepa said, that, it's a bubble, but it's how to actually feel that it's a bubble all the time. When we have very real relationships and real issues and things like that. So how do you think it's fall? And I think the question that came up, if we go to the penthouse, somebody used the word penthouse, at the upper level, when you just mentally, top level, if you can go, then you can look at it and, and that's like holding on to one, right? So you, whatever, Japan, whatever, and then you look and say, then it feels unreal, when it's not real.
So is that what we should always do? Go to the top floor and look down at ourselves?
Look down, that's a metaphor,
I don't know. I mean, I
you
know
want
what
to add something?
just making
But I have a
sometimes
question.
daily issues small in the grand realm and the broad scope of things,
Look at the big picture.
the big picture, and that it's not permanent.
Also, the world is different for each of us, right? So as long as it is different for each of us, there is nothing that is permanent. As a
Because
frame
everybody
of
is the
reference.
center of their own
I
universe.
mean, it's what you make the world to be. You know?
Yeah.
It's only as.
So, you know, it cannot be completely one thing that is true. It is changes from person to person.
Correct, it changes from person to person.
Circumstances.
You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was saying, like the top floor of the penthouse, and you said that we went down once we reached the penthouse. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, I'm in penthouse. I go out, I become.
So the karma wills seekers to stay at the top
So
floor,
that's
right?
how do we do that?
Keep yourself surrounded by spirituality, by Shravanam, Mananam. Keep your social engagements in that top floor realm, whatever's around you, as far as possible. You can't change everything.
Oh, I have a question, but if you want to change something that's going on in the world while you're living in this life, right? Don't you have to like get involved in what's going on and then
But
change?
I think that's where we brought the point of, it's real when you think of it as in a functional way, right? It's real. Like, I can't say the world is unreal and
And
you
do
start
nothing.
walking on a highway,
Correct.
the cars will be all on me. So that's not the point saying it's not real. When it is in a functional setting, it's real. You have to get in a car, you have to drive, you have to come here. That's real. But I think that avarana and vikshepa, the projection of you're saying your world is different than my world, your samsara is different than theirs, that's what is false. Because that's not even the same for all of us, sitting under the same roof, under the same roof, right? That's what is false. But what is real is functionally, it's real, like you have to be, you're operating in it.
It has some transactional
Yeah.
value, that's why it's called vyavaharika satta. But now to your question, like, should you get involved then?
Yeah,
We should.
Yeah.
we should.
We should, you know, because, but without expecting so much of it. See, this is where one with knowledge differs from one without. One without knowledge will get involved and try to change the world. I want to eradicate hunger from the world, and I'm going to do all these kinds of things, call all these people, get together, do a campaign, travel all over. And then I get upset because things didn't go my way, because somebody didn't reply to my email, because somebody didn't call me, because they didn't realize I was coming. I get super upset. One who has knowledge, they'll still do all those things, but they're not going to get upset. They're not going to get bogged down, because that's the nature of the world. Somebody will do something, something will happen, something or the other. So they'll be equipoised and handle the situation as needed. Remember, jnani, one of their lakshanas is loka sangraha. They work for the welfare of the world. But just with absolute detachment. Absolute detachment, so much so that if it doesn't go their way, it's okay. It's totally okay. So this is the difference. So it's not that we're saying don't engage in the world. If the Nyayi decides not to engage in the world, fine. But for us, engage. That know that it's just Buddha, just its appearance. It'll come, it'll go, it'll come, it'll go. And then furthermore, if somebody tells you now from your position you have to go somewhere else, you go. You know, you don't hold it to what am I going to do? I can't leave this company, I can't leave this job. All that doesn't happen. Does you know?
So should we do the prarabdha karma in here or no? While you're working in this life, you assimilate some punyas and stuff, so you can, sanchita karma and prarabdha karma. Is it part of that or no?
So sanchita karma is the total karma.
Yeah,
Right,
right. You're coming
yeah,
with
right? Prarabdha is something that we exhaust, right?
Oh, we exhaust, not
We-
what we can.
No, not what we're acquiring. we're acquiring essentially agami, new karmas, right?
Ah.
So there's a big circle. There's sanchita, which is your
Yeah.
total karma. Then a part of that which you came is called prarabdha.
Oh,
Okay.
You visit.
You came with it, so this is prarabdha. And then what you're exhausting is prarabdha. And what you're accumulating is called agami.
Okay.
Agami. And some of that agami joins with the prarabdha, some of that agami joins with sanchita. You don't know which is which. Huh? It just does what it does.
Okay.
So what should be my attitude in performing action?
Yeah.
It should just be to purify the mind. For a seeker, everything I do should just be to purify my mind and to prepare me to gain knowledge. That's all. So my attitude, I'm not performing karma to get punya. Why? Punya is another loka. Definitely not performing karma to get papa. I'm doing it for chitta shukti. Because I want to break free from punya and papa. The self is beyond punya and beyond papa. That's my attitude when I work in the world. So give everything, but remain completely detached. Because you know, it'll do its thing anyway. Everything you fix in this world, somebody else will refix. At your job, you must have so much effort. You put in a project, you made it perfect, everything looks great. What happens? It comes back to you, red marks, this, that, so many things you have to change. Isn't it? It's like, life is like that. So for Jnani, they won't get upset. They'll know this is bound to happen. And go on with it. But for Ajnani, oh, I put so much effort and this is what happened. You see? Expect change. It's gonna come. So when it comes, don't be shocked that how come my son left home and now he's gone to an apartment, or my daughter got married already so fast, or my grandson is there. Don't whatever. Change will come. It'll just come. Just accept it. That's all. It's part of life. It'll happen. Every day something happens again. But you keep your mind on top floor. Huh? Even if you go out of class, you keep your mind on top floor.
That'll be your PR for the satsanga from now on.
Top floor.
Top floor. Top floor. If you need to be more on the top floor, there's so much seva, I'm sure, in this.
Oh, yes.
Ashrama. The top floor. This is the place. Any other thoughts on what is my attitude what should be my attitude then?
I think Sunita approached that from a very philosophical standpoint about the transactional thing or projecting it, because I think in this group also, when I was emotionally, was talking about it, about the sun, I think was it real versus unreal.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot just ignore it. But
Yeah.
the point is that for the transactional purposes, or what you're projecting in this life, as you're around, you do need to do your responsibilities. So if you don't do it, then so don't say it's unreal. It is real. So for the moment where you are there at the moment.
Means, yeah. I mean, a better way to put it is it's a sport, or it's a game, or it's a play.
Yeah,
Participate,
play.
but
Yeah,
don't be
yeah.
upset about it, whatever. Just like the actors and actresses have to play so many roles, right? You see in one drama, they'll have to play a mother character. Then the next scene, they'll have to be a grandmother character, right? Then the next scene, they'll have to be a maid servant. Because there's very less people. By your children, this happens, right? But what happens is, when the character gets too into the character, then that's a problem. It's just a character. You play a role, and then you go, you change, and you play the next role. And you go, you change, and you play the next role. And that's what you keep doing. You play the role, and you give it your best. That's the role you're given, you give your best. Then what you do after that? You take up all your makeup, take it out, you take out your costume, and you sit as your own self. That is called meditation. And you go beyond all the limits. That's the attitude of a seeker. So every day I know I have to play this role, dress up, make it great, wow. Next, do that, the same thing. But when you come back, you take out all of that. And sit down. With that, if one can be in the world, that will be very beautiful. Yeah. But that sadhana has to be strong.
And that is why daily meditation is very
Yeah.
important.
Daily. Daily.
Indeed, yeah.
Not one day should be missed. Every day.
How many minutes?
The
thing is meditation, you don't have to sit and meditate, right? You can be doing it as
No,
you're
no,
working.
no,
Sit,
no, no.
yeah.
No, no, you have to.
You have to sit. Now, though all of this people will say, no, you don't have to. If we're jnani, then everything will be meditation. But we are not there yet, so we have to sit. We have to sit. Minimum 20 minutes. Minimum. Sit. Now, when we go deeper in AtmaBodha, meditation shlokas will come, so then we can take that up.
No, I was like referring to like if you're walking,
No,
chanting is not meditating.
No.
Or like
No.
focused on.
No, we are doing exercise.
She said that in that everything has to be calm.
Exclusively sit. Exclusively. There are instructions in the Bhagavad Gita,
Chapter 6.
chapter 6, and in the Upanishads also. Exclusively we have to do.
We sometimes sit and contemplate, but that's not meditation. So meditation is completely withdrawn from everything.
That is meditation.
No,
Indeed,
contemplation is not
Dhyan,
meditation.
contemplation is meditation.
No.
Yes.
Contemplation is manana.
Yeah.
No, reflection is manana.
Reflection.
Nididhyasana is
But
contemplation, which is
you know,
meditation.
like we are trying to,
Ah,
in our mind,
yeah.
understand and arguing, and its mind is not completely 100% that nothing is going to affect my mind and I'm in complete peace state, So meditation has to be complete calm state.
Correct. Gurudev translated Nididhyasana as contemplation and then Samadhi as meditation. So what happens, meditation, he said, is not a verb, it's a noun. So it's something that happens. Right? Just for clarity's sake, that contemplation is Nididhyasana. There's an active thing going on there. Then what happens is Samadhi. Okay? Okay, so we'll close. Did you all do examples?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Um,
Okay, what are your examples?
Okay, so I'll just name the people who gave me, and then they can, so Sarojini, you go first,
Okay,
if you had one.
okay.
I just
The
give an
remote
example that like we have a remote control and we have a choice to watch the TV. We
Okay.
can say which channel we want to know the knowledge or I want to have fun. So same way my mind and intellect has to concentrate to get rid of vasanas and negativity and play a better part or the worst. Both these.
It's really good. You pick and choose what you want to think about.
Yeah.
Good. And then Sanjeev had on blockchain.
Yeah, and it was kind of technical.
Can you please explain? Not today.
So basically in blockchain you maintain information across the whole network instead of in one place. So it's like omnipresence
Yeah.
of God. Instead of in one place, in temple only, it's present everywhere.
Everywhere.
That was the
And I
idea.
think, Moshi, you had Shravanam
No, I
and critical skills as Manana.
Yeah, because in the management, because listening is not just for studying, but in the workplace, listening is a very, very
Very
important skill, Shravana. And the more you listen, the better leader, quote unquote.
I think it made more sense when we read the article, the website you gave. I read the whole article and it made sense like listening is not just like, ordinary listening. It's understanding the listener what exactly is happening.
Right. So that article actually brings in Marana, which is critical thinking, which we say how, what,
Right.
when, all the stuffs, the thick stuffs.
That
That is a
article is
technique.
much better than just, one word.
And then I added two to that list. One is, so if you're connected by Wi-Fi, so you have a thought, You create that into a Word, you type it into a Word document, let's say, and then you say click print, and the Wi-Fi is connected to the printer, and it prints. From your thought, from your mind, the word is on a paper somewhere else, very far. So similarly, what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, through people who were listening in Mahabharata, through Vedavyasa, through his thought, his word, through generations, came to a textbook that I must be holding right now. So again, if we can believe that what we think and write can come into a printer on a paper, why can't we believe that Krishna says something and that wisdom is in a book that we are holding? And then the other one I had was selfie. I mean, selfie is such a common word now. Everybody just takes a picture and calls it selfie. But think about being selfie as yourself on the top floor of the apartment. That is the real selfie, not what you just show at a camera and take it. So be aware of the selfie, the higher self.
Wow, very good.
The real selfie is behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's just
Not on the
high.
screen. Good, good. Okay, so more examples for next time. Close.
So, a few announcements. If you have taken the book, and this place it's $5, so run in the envelope. And then we have envelopes here for collection and here.
Also, did you all get the email on the yatra? No. So I sent one to the one you sent to the I sent it to Vidyaji. We're doing a yatra in Tamil Nadu, January 1 to 7. So if anyone wants to join, they're going to be there for a week. We're going to visit Chinmay Tarangini and Bhagavan Ramana Maharshiji's ashram. And before that, we're going to be in Kerala for the Advaita Immersive Course. So if anyone is interested to join, let me know. I have more information.
So you're going to?
Yeah.
Yes. How many?
If you like to join. So if you want to come for the course, then it's 2-week yatra. If you want to just do the Tamil Nadu, then it's 1 week. Jan 1 week.
It's wonderful. My son went on yatra with
This money over there. There's an envelope there. Yeah. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
And
You want to do the,
right.
so you can take the book today, my book if you want.
Okay.
We still have copies. Do we still have copies upstairs?
You can check it out. I have the key if you want.
Take my copy for today.
Okay, and
That's
then
all right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
when you come in, you don't have to tell me anything, just put the $5 in the envelope.
Perfect, okay, thank you.
We have had some vacation on Saturday morning.